You are listening to Horizon. Today's episode is Home Alone for Homestays.
It was the best of times, it was the worst of times. It was the age of wisdom, it was the age of foolishness, it was the season of light. It was the season of darkness. We had everything before us, we had nothing before us, wrote Charles Dickens in the opening lines of The Tale of Two Cities. We are living in strange times. Times where everything seems like a fleeting reality, yet there are so many of us trying to stay afloat. One sector that has suffered the most owing to this nationwide lockdown is tourism. The coronavirus crisis has put hotels and transport and homestays at risk of extinction. Apart from hotels, it is the homestays which have suffered the most because they run on low budget and are run by families. For some people, that is their only means of income, in rural areas especially. We have talked to some homestay owners in North Bengal, Sikkim and Himachal Pradesh about how they are dealing with this global crisis.
Hi, I'm Preksha Sharma and I have a homestay in Kurseong and also working on a property in Bijanbari called Dharti, the glamping retreat. Talking about the tourism industry and how bad have we been affected by the lockdown or by the pandemic, the list is very long as tourism has been highly affected and it's still the most affected sector. And tourism just not consists of hotels and homestays, but it has a lot many people associated with it, like the drivers, the tour agents, the hawkers, porters, guides. So all these people have been highly affected and they've also, most of them are on the verge of bankruptcy because yes, there are so many families that are completely dependent on tourism for their livelihood. So when such thing happens like a pandemic and a 3-month, 4-month lockdown during the prime season time, you can imagine how difficult it must be for these families. That homestays are also given some importance because with other businesses, with the unlocking, the other businesses are slowly reviving. But for homestays and tourism, it looks like a distant dream. We don't think that people are going to travel so extensively like the way they used to. I'm not talking about those homestays. I'm talking about the homestays which are small, which is run by the family, which doesn't have staffs running around, but they have this, they've been the essence of this region because they've actually showed how living with the family means like for the guest. The bank is giving right now the COVID crisis or some loan it is called for 20% of any previous loans that if you have. Before COVID started, there was a registration process that was happening under the government of West Bengal for the homestays. And with that, there was certain amount of help that was supposed to be given to the existing homestay owners so that they can run their business more efficiently, or maybe they could add 1 or 2 rooms to their establishments. But because of the pandemic, this has also come to a halt, like homestay to follow all of it. However, they could still try if they were given some amount of financial help because such a long time of lockdown, all the savings have been exhausted. People don't have backup money or a balance sheet to maintain in a homestay. It's run by the family on a day-to-day basis. So such families, they can at least, they'll have a ray of hope to restart their businesses if this aid was given. Very sad that this particular stir of tourism has been neglected. Urban homestays are the most neglected. People don't even talk about them. People don't even know that they exist. But there are many families who live in the urban areas who've turned their homestays into small urban homestays and which are very, very welcoming and very lovely. Only a certain section is getting some kind of benefit. The other sector is completely neglected. So this way it's very difficult to run. Actually have to come up with a solution for us. Have just one line to say that you can open your homestays or your hotels following the protocols. From next month, monsoon starts. And this for 1 month, are we really hoping for people to travel and help our businesses? So what kind of a system is this? We being one of the major contributors, the tourism industry being one of the major contributors to the government tax collection, we just don't want to go on talking about our problems. We just hope the solutions are given and we can restart our businesses with some hope at least.
So you see how policies and guidelines meted out for hotels is not appropriate for homestays, for the simple reason that the two operate very, very differently. Also because homestays do not have big corporate fundings.
My name is Deep. I run a farm stay in this quiet and beautiful village called Ranka, a mere 30 minutes drive away from Gangtok. The lifestyle is getting a little too, I would say, mundane. The whole vicious cycle of 9 to 5 was kind of killing us slowly. Also, the fact that we were leading a very unhealthy lifestyle So we wanted to lead a more sustainable life, staying in the middle of forest, in the middle of nature, and doing farming, growing our own vegetables, pursuing our hobbies and interests. Those are the main reasons why we quit the comfort of the city life and decided to come back to Sikkim. The hotels are suffering tremendous. It's a bad scene for them. Travel agents, drivers, and everyone who are directly or indirectly involved. And Sikkim, being a tourist state, a tourism-based economy, almost 60 to 70% of the workforce is involved in tourism sector, directly or indirect, and everyone is affected, dependent on this tourist coming in, and that would have form a part of their income. Now that is completely lost. No one's coming. So you can imagine they have mouths to feed. You've got children's school fees, tuition fees, everything just piles up. Travel company is planning to sell product on their platform. We are trying to pitch this idea to the government to at least allow intrastate tourism and also organize educational tours to students. So we are also trying to pitch in an idea to the government to give us some kind of a soft loan, maybe collateral free, in the range of 3 to 5 lakh, which is a pretty decent amount for a homestay operator, at least to sustain and sail through till October, till which homestays will be not functional. And I'm sure a lot of homestay owners are doing the same thing, involved in agriculture, involved in farming, involving a lot of creative craft making to keep themselves busy. And finally, I just want to end with this note that this is a serious issue right now, the entire lockdown for the homestays in particular. I just hope post October we slowly get to see the inflow of tourists and travelers and it goes back to normal. And I'm just praying for not just Sikkim, for the entire world, for my country, our country, India, so that the economy goes back to normal. Everyone starts earning their livelihood again. No one has to suffer. There's too many deaths. I hope the death rate is controlled. Together, I fight the disease. Take care. Stay safe.
There is also a kind of fear among the general public about traveling. Even after the lockdown is lifted, you never know when people will start traveling for leisure again.
My name is Arindam Maulik. So the question relating to how the sentiment post the lockdown will evolve for the travel tourism and the homestays, there will be certain questions which will be coming in the mind of the travelers. If I have to speak on my side, my story, prior to the lockdown, we had a family planned trip done, but due to the uncertainty prevailed, that had to got cancelled. What it has resulted, quite obviously, emotional loss that is irrepressible, and the economical loss. Now that is a bone of contention. Normally, we had a planned trip. So we do our planning almost through a year and we save accordingly. But now that stuck of money which gets above, we don't know what is the future for that. So at least for a year being, we don't know that how we can get that money back. Yes, the quest of traveling is always there. We Bengalis are known for that. Travel will not take a backseat for sure. It will take some time. But yes, it will take a lot of encouragement from both the industry and the government to revive this. I'll keep my finger crossed. As a traveler by in heart, I'm ready to take the tourists as the things clears it out. Thank you so much.
This is Shomodip Bonik. I used to travel a lot before this COVID-19 era, and wherever I used to go before, I used to stay up at hotels. But last time, before this pandemic broke out, I did go to Darjeeling, where I stayed at a homestay. Pretty much liked it. But right now, I don't think I'll be able to travel anytime sooner. Even if I travel, I probably will drive rather than taking the train or the plane, or I'll probably avoid, going to anywhere if I don't have to go at all. I don't think I'll be able to stay at a homestay right away, because there are different things that hotels can provide, homestays cannot, especially this social distancing thing. I hope these things get extinguished, this coronavirus get extinguished sometime soon in September or October, and hopefully we'll be able to get back our normal life.
As millions lose jobs all over the world and others struggle with pay cuts, travel is not anyone's priority at the moment. Homestay owners are bracing up for a full year with no guests on the pipeline.
My name is Bhumika Tikhatri and I'm from Kurseong, a small quaint village of district Darjeeling. I have a total overall experience of 7 years in the hospitality sector. I have worked with organizations like Radisson Blue Plaza Delhi, Make My Trip, and my latest project with Airbnb. I've learned a lot from all these organizations, but especially with Airbnb, I've got this opportunity to travel and meet people from not only from the urban areas but also from the rural areas, which has been a very interesting journey. My latest project is in Himachal, so I have been residing in Manali for the past 2.5 years. I also run my small homestay, a 3-room cottage among the woods. So any of you traveling to Himachal, please feel free to check out Didi Koi's Forest Home or connect to me for any kind of assistance you want while traveling. Right now, because of the lockdown, the motto has become stay put, so usually I spend my time watching movies. I have started a special interest in kitchen gardening, trying to get all organic, and also a bit of carpentry, but not much. The worldwide outbreak of COVID-19 has brought the whole world to a standstill, and tourism has been the worst affected of all major economic sectors. Since the basic rule or the basic precaution to be taken at this hour of need, social distancing and to stay put or stay where you are. So travel industry has been hit the hardest. COVID-19 has placed the whole world on lockdown. With new research from WTO shows that 100% of global destinations continue to have restrictions on travel and 72% have completely closed their borders on international tourism. According to the latest data, there has been 22% fall in Q1 worldwide and 66.4% fall in India. There has been no business travel, no leisure travel. Travel has actually come to a standstill. There has been a massive cascading effect on the hospitality industry. Homestays, not only homestays but hotels, B&Bs, hostels all across the country are now virtually closed since the lockdown. They have zero revenues with mounting fixed costs to bear. If you see that 15% of the room inventory of India come from alternate accommodations, which means homestays, hostels, B&Bs, and next 6 months is going to be extremely tough. There has been no future bookings. We have seen no future travel in sight. People have started focusing on other alternate jobs like on gardening, agriculture, orchards. We are expecting travel in the coming 6 months. There should be domestic travel in place, but nothing is for sure. We are all gearing up for a stronger and a better recovery, which personally I feel should be founded on sustainability for a better and a stronger comeback. We will hopefully travel again. We will travel. And when we we should do it more cautiously, more sustainably, and with a great feeling of solidarity than ever before. All I can say is stay home, stay safe, and definitely we will travel again.
You may not venture out for a very long time, but we wish the government would do something for the homestays, since most of them are located in the remote areas. A separate set of guidelines must be meted out for homestay owners alone.
You were listening to Home Alone for Homestays. Interviews and narration by Showli Chakraborty, edited by Shuranjan Das, and produced by Anonna Mojumdar.